got it after graduation as a newly designated test pilot. He was assigned to NAS Patuxent River. It's further Marine Corps test pilots to flight test the Sea Harrier. Project test pilot for several Harrier programs, including the intentional engine failing of the Harrier and landing it engine out. He has over 6 hours of flight time in single-engine jet aircraft without the engine running. Is that good or bad? All right. He retired from the Marine Corps and started a real estate development company, which must have worked out pretty good, because there he is out in front of you in his very own Sea Harrier. He's going to turn around. He'll be taking off right to left, and he's going to do a rolling vertical takeoff, which means he will get the airplane moving. He will, once it is developing lift, he'll be rotating the nozzles downward, and although he is moving forward, he is going to actually be leaning on the nozzles of the engine. At 65 knots, he figures about a 400-foot roll. Now it's gotten to be a warm day and a little humid here, so it may take him a little longer. Let's watch. This guy also has an L-39 Albatross, which is a great Czech advanced jet trainer, and a 1939 Piper Cub L-4 Grasshopper, the military version of liaison airplane of the J-3 Cub. Ah, man. And so he's got more flight time, more different kinds of airplanes than you could ever possibly imagine. This airplane weighs in at 26,200 pounds loaded, and got a Rolls-Royce Pegasus Mark 104 turbofan developing 21,600 pounds of static thrust. Now, first flight in this plane was March of 1979. He's going to make a couple of passes here for you. Photo pass. I think of the old picture, a boy and his dog. This is a grown man and his Sea Harrier. Same picture. This delivered to the Royal Navy in May of '79, used as a test aircraft, the first takeoff from ski jump, launching at sea in October of 1980. First flight as a converted FRS-2 in '89, and first to fire advanced medium range air-to-air missile, the AMRAAM, AIM-120, on March 29, 1993 in Florida at Eglin Air Force Base. This was retired from the Royal Navy in December of '04, sold as surplus, shipped to the United States in '06 for its new home base in Georgetown, Delaware. Shipped later in 2006 to St. Mary's County for maintenance and refit as a civilian Harrier in first flights. This was granted the first United States civilian registration of a Harrier, and that is the airplane. As he's coming by. Oh, yeah. Now he's going to do some aerobatics for you with this, which is something that the Marine Corps will not let the demo pilots do with the AV-8B. And this is the out of the half Cuban 8. He'll turn around out here to the far right side. Come back to fly a barrel roll to show you 90 degrees off the show line. This airplane is capable of speeds of over 550 knots, about 670 miles an hour. And he's going to do a high-speed pass for you later, but the deal is we cannot exceed the speed of sound, which you could probably do if he pushed the nose down on this thing and fed it to the Pegasus, but we are not permitted to do that at an air show. However, we can get right near Mach 1. They'll try to get up to about like 0.93. That'll be coming up in just a little bit. Up comes the nose, and here's where he starts that great big barrel roll up over the top. And the way the Navy teaches it is with a 90-degree heading change at the top of the barrel roll, coming out the bottom. Wouldn't you say he's having borderline too much fun? Coming back from the left side, he'll get it down not too low. He'll try to stay at 500 feet, but perform a 4-point hesitation roll. He will target between 350 and 400 knots. That's about 450 miles an hour. And he is going to be cooking pretty good when he comes by. And with the outrigger wheels down from the wingtips and the belly gear down, as bicycle gear under the fuselage, this appears to be a Hornet. I'm talking about the kind that flies past you in your yard. It's a really, I mean, a mean-looking airplane, head-on, hardly moving its mean. As it comes back, anything but slow. This is the high-speed pass I was talking about, and he will come by, and he should be cooking pretty good. He likes to let everybody hear the wind whistle past the canopy and the wings and the tail, and it's right down low in the dirt out there on the right side. Remember, 550 knots, about 650 miles an hour, which means he's getting right up there in the range of 0.95 Mach. Look at this. Oh, that's what they just say, go fast. Go fast to make noise. Well, this is landed aboard what we are now calling the Harrier carriers, the LHD ships at sea. Of course, he doesn't need a canted deck to take off. So we're going to show you what the airplane looks like as it comes into the carrier brake here. As he comes into he's going to come into the carrier brake at 350 knots. This is where you overfly the boat and make the turn out to the left to come back and set up for landing. He's going to brake to the right, I'm pretty sure, because he wants to keep it from over the spectrum. Everybody stays in view. Look at that, isn't that pretty? Now when he comes by here, what he's going to do is he's going to slow down and he's going to hover this airplane. The thing is sucking down a lot of gas, and he's going to hover it out here and land it, and we're going to find out from the air boss, hello boss, if he's going to take off again, if he's going to try another lift. Will you do that, old boss? Want to tap him on the head? Just find out if he's going to do an RVTO or a VTO. Huh? Not talking, okay. Boy, that's amazing. For him. Anyway, when he comes around here, you know, you just watch and be amazed, because you certainly aren't going to hear me over the roar of this Pegasus turbofan. So just watch him as he comes around to the right, brings it into a hover, and does a little dicky-doo dance out here for us. Using the flight controls inside the cockpit, the controls he's been using, the throttle and stick and rudder pedals, he's actually going to hover the airplane, and he can make it move backward through the air. You'll see that as he will overshoot his hover point and then back up. Also, this gives me an opportunity to ask everyone to suggest that we have an off-crowd wind, so it shouldn't be too loud, but cover your ears when he's doing the hover, and have your kids do the same thing, because it is pretty loud. this guy is the envy of an awful lot of people, having his own Sea Harrier. As he comes back around here, he may want to do maybe one more maneuver. He takes a high-speed pass to another barrel roll and then come around, decelerate, hover, and maybe bow to the crowd. We've got to watch and see how he wants to do this. His temperature today is on the runway is getting up there, and that affects the performance of the Sea Harrier. Char is what it's called, Char. You can hear the kind of noise that that airplane makes. Look at this. By the way, Art Nalls works with an LSO out there. His paddles is a guy named Joe Anderson. Joe Anderson is also a Sea Harrier pilot, and this is interesting. Is that Joe, his LSO out there on the deck, is one of the very few pilots to be awarded both United States Air Force and United States Navy pilot wings. And he flew it in Vietnam, flew as pilot command of 219 combat missions in the F-4 Phantom. So that's Joe Anderson out there, who is the safety spotter and LSO, the landing signal officer. Now we're going to watch as he comes around. I believe he'll come back into another hover and then be landing out here in front of us. Once again, coming back to the right side, he slowed it down. He would have liked to have landed out of the first hover, but the thing was that the temperature being what it was, he still wanted to have enough fuel and water to be able to come out and fly the second pass. So that's what he's doing right now. Let's watch it. And there you have it. Yeah, Art Nalls and his Sea Harrier. And if you would like to go, they have their own Facebook page. Char has his own Facebook page now. And you go to Facebook, Sea Harrier, and you can find out even more about Char and about Art Nalls, and for that matter, Joe Anderson as well.